It speaks to one simple thing, and that is that politicians are quite scared of the power of the financial players and their ability to lobby and also influence below the waterline. Many of the people that I've spoken with in the parliamentary system will admit they are really quite concerned, because these people have way too much power. And therefore, whilst you might want to sort of push off in one direction, if you do it too overtly, you immediately get a massive amount of flack from the financial players. And of course, they have huge capacity to influence. We see it not only in the financial system, in the sector, but we also saw it in the mining sector with the resources rent tax previously. We've seen it in the big energy sector as well. I would say that we've seen it both in the airline industry and in the supermarket area as well. So almost always the government seems to me to be quite timid when it comes to moving the dial. Even when there are strong recommendations coming out from inquiries and people knowing that there are real issues, frankly, quite often they prefer to sort of, come back, piecemeal things. And okay, there is this mandate for cash acceptances document, which is out there now. It issued on the 19th of December, just over a month left to go now. The consultation paper considers the needs for those who rely on cash, the mandate, scope and application, how to promote compliance, cash distribution access. So those are all quite laudable things. Now, going back to your point about, is there a catch? Well, Dale Webster at the regional made the point, she put this out very recently, does anyone realise that the proposal mandate to allow newsagents to refuse to take cash for a newspaper, it's tip of an iceberg. In other words, could it well be that we actually end up with the small players potentially not wanting to or not able to, not willing to? Now, interesting, in the UK, a report just came out. It said two things. One is use of cash is up quite consistently, and younger people are using cash more because they want to control their budgets more. But the other thing that came out in the UK research was that it's small businesses who are swinging back to cash fast now. Why? Because it's quite convenient relative to other forms of payment. And interestingly, they have to pay more to use digital services relative to payments through cash. So now they actually are giving discounts for cash relative to use of digital services. So maybe, we shouldn't overreact to the idea of small businesses not having to. Maybe they will want to. But, it is part of this bigger question. Why is it that we can't get bold policies on some of these things from government? Why is it that we seem to be pulling back and pulling up and just doing little marginal things around the edge, which seem to take forever? By the way, I could also have the same for the payday lending sector as well, which has taken ages and ages to try and move the dial on that, and it's still not where it should be. It's almost as if government is frightened.